I didn't know it takes 2 cars to move a 135 gallon Shalom. 3 car. Oh yeah, 3 cars. 2 cars. 2 cars. It's heavy, but not as heavy as I assumed. Are you ready, Shalom? Your life's about to change forever. Talk to me.
It already changed.
It already changed?
It already changed, brother.
All right, brother. Hey, where's the video?
What video?
Oh, never mind. Watch the glass crack. Oh. I heard it. What it hit? Yeah, you can pull it out.
Oh, it's this one.
Are you sure?
No. Yeah.
No, it was the top one, Shalom.
Sure?
I'm positive. This isn't going to hit.
Manually, slowly.
No, you can't. Done. I'm gonna name you Tuna Can. All right, we ready for some in and out, boys and girls?
I thought pokey, uncle.
Or pokey, whatever you guys want.
Hey, uncle, you should strap this. He's gonna fucking.
Nah, we're gonna be fine. I don't hit the brakes. I don't hit the brakes, and how do I stop?
You're gonna have to strap this.
Nah, we'll be fine.
All right.
We'll be fine. I'm a professional.
We don't need the suction cup anymore.
No, we don't need suction cups. It took what, 2 cars to take this bad boy. One here and Shalom's. I don't even get to take mine today. Wow. Wow. Look at this. Maybe I should just take this one for me. Maybe I should. Well, let's start the drive and really start the work. All right, everyone. So we're finally here at Shalom's house. We're gonna be tearing his current setup. It's a custom build, 70 gallon, obviously with a sub. We're gonna get all those corals out, all those fish, transfer all that rock, everything over to the new setup. Everything except the sand is gonna be being transferred. You guys are gonna be watching myself, Shalom, do this breakdown. Wish us luck. It's gonna be a lot of work. Again, we're tearing this down to put the 135 you guys just saw us load up into the car. Luckily, so far, nothing's cracked, nothing's broken. God damn. So wish us a lot of luck. You guys are going to be watching it, following this journey. And yeah, hopefully start learning something new. Are you ready? Here we go. That's it, Shalom. It's been real, it's been fun, but honestly, it hasn't been real fun. The food's been real good, though.
Put water here, too. For the corals.
So as we get started here with the breakdown, one of the main plans for this whole teardown is obviously to take the water out and at the same time get the corals out, get the rocks out, and at the very end, kind of get the fish out. And for obvious reasons, it'd be pretty near impossible to get them out with his rockscape there. Can pretty much hide anywhere, so it's going to be a lot easier when there's no more rocks inside.
So we're putting all the corals, or not all of them, but as many as we can as far as torches, frog spawns, similar families all together. We got Shalom in charge of that, breaking it down. When you are draining the tank, guys, try to not let your corals sag on their own weight with their own tentacles, if that makes sense. Try to either get them to retract or get them out as soon as possible. Because it's not good for them to be sagging. They use the weight of the water to kind of allow them to be free floating. You don't want them to get injured. All in all, we're pretty much almost done. Oh, what the heck's going on over here? Sean, what is the dog doing?
He just turned 1 year old and he's all like friggin' hormone explosive.
Yeah, I can see.
Kind of like
So we got one of the brute cans filled. We don't got this one left because again, we don't want too many of the corals sagging on their own weight. I'm gonna get the gonnies out, the clams. Clams are some you got to be careful. You don't want to get too much air in them. But yeah, this is kind of what it looks like. Shalom, how's it going so far?
So far, so good.
Look at that, like a true professional. So we're gonna go mount the camera back, guys. We're gonna continue on with this because obviously, as you can see, we got a lot of work to do. I'm probably gonna start breaking this down. That's what I should be doing.
Which one?
This.
No, I'm gonna use it till I have.
But it's not gonna fit right there.
I know, but I'm just gonna move it because the tank is gonna.
But let me ask you a question. Why are you screaming?
I'm not screaming.
Oh, okay.
Tell them how you feel.
So here, as you can see, once the water level gets pretty low, we're using a pump to help siphon out the water. I actually wish we would have used it sooner because this thing moves a lot of water. We probably would have been done a lot quicker. So as soon as we get the water level pretty low, we're going to leave probably about 4 inches of water in there just so the fish can swim around. And this is where we're going to start getting the rock, taking them out. Obviously there's some corals that were left on the rock, but typically speaking, you try to get all the delicate corals off, the ones, torches, frog spawns, gonnies. Obviously there's going to be some that's going to be impossible, so you do your best to not mess them up, get them in the brute cans, make sure they have enough water. You know, kind of the temperature we had here, we didn't really need any heaters on them. So again, that just depends on your area, where you're located. You know, the home air conditioner was about 78, 79 degrees, so we didn't feel a need to have any heaters. So once you get all that out, all we do now is start catching the fish, and luckily we're very close to wrapping this up. Well, kind of.
Do you even know how many fish you have?
About 13.
About. Okay, great. That's what I wanted to hear. Oh, look, a harlequin. Dude, you know what this looks like? It looks like the when companies receive shipments.
Yeah.
This is exactly what it looks like.
Or they like float them in.
Sergeant Major, relax.
Dude, he's crazy.
I love this fish because I see them everywhere every time I dive.
Every time you dive?
Yeah, dive.
Oh, dive. Oh, then what do you mean dive?
Look how big he is already. When the guy is like this from Unique.
Get the two clowns. They're clowning around over there.
My babies.
Ooh, the babies.
Look at that.
Wow. Dude, they have no
Take a
idea.
picture,
They're
take a
getting a
picture.
badass tank. Right there.
You guys already started building that thing yet or not?
What?
The mode tank yet?
It's right here.
Oh, it's already.
Yeah.
What's the cabinet outside for? Same door for it?
The what?
Is the cabinet doors outside? Does it just go
Yeah,
right?
everything's, yeah.
Yeah, everything's-
It's ready to
You
go.
don't have to bolt it in at all.
Nothing, it's ready to go.
It's the stand is like gravity.
It's like magnet,
Locked.
like no piece.
No, gravity lock. Like the more it's pushed down, the sturdier it is.
And you're missing Anthe.
Who?
Anthe. And get out all the anemones
Anthe?
and the
Yeah.
mushrooms before we mix up the sand too much. We're gonna name that one Anthe.
Hi, Auntie.
Hey, Anthe. We're going to a pretty sick ass home.
How many are there?
Too many to count. 1,
Oh,
2, 3,
2,
4,
2, 2, 2.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Code
10, 11, 12,
2222
13.
on the outside.
Dude, you are so right. There's exactly 13.
Told you.
Get the anemones and the shrooms.
One thing we did realize very on is that it was going to be nearly impossible to move this tank with any sand in there, so we did our best to get as much as the sand out, clear that out obviously so the tank can get a lot lighter. Luckily Casey was able to join us. If you guys don't know Casey, he's on Instagram, so I want to give him a shout out for coming down, helping us out, because without him moving around the 135 would have been nearly impossible with myself and Shalom. You're going to see a little bit later where I kind of almost fell. But nonetheless, again, want to give him a shout out for coming down, helping us out, getting his 70 down and getting the 135 up and running. So here, getting the 70 off, finally was able to make it light enough by removing the sand. It's very important, guys, when you are tearing down a tank, especially a tank that's been up for more than 6 months, it's highly recommended to not use the sand. By stirring it up, you can release a lot of gases, create a lot of waste, a lot of nitrate, phosphate spike. At the end of the day, you can have a lot of fish die off, corals suffer. Just please, whatever you do, do not use the sand. Buy some live sand, put some brand new live sand in there. You will get some diatom bloom for about 2 to 3 weeks. Other than that, you should be fine. With the live rock we're using and a lot of the water, we shouldn't have any problems whatsoever.
Alright, here we go.
So can you do like 2 videos? Your video is like all the bloopers.
Pretty much.
And his is like all serious.
Alright, ready? Alright, 1, 2.
It's not. Oh. Dude, why did you push it forward?
Ain't no one's stopping it over there.
I went like that and like, oh,
Wait,
it's
wait.
gone.
Someone needs to go over there.
Where do you want me to fall on? Where do you want me
No, just hold it. Don't let it go anywhere. No, don't push it too much. Alright, go, Shalom.
Yeah.
1, 2. Alright, move your hands. Oh. All right, let's try and get it out of here. Can we?
Yeah.
Ecosystem of its own.
Yeah, dude, there's
Swamp biome.
there's rat shit. Rat shit.
No, don't say it. No.
No, not
Are you
rats.
serious?
Mice.
Oh,
I'm done. That's
sorry.
That's worse.
Dang,
Yeah,
Shalom.
mice probably
Mice
do
get
before
bigger than
because-
rats.
Shalom. You got a whole ecosystem, not only in the tank, but outside of the tank.
I guess we had a mouse problem because of this land is empty.
So we also figured out, we thought we were going to be able to carry the stand with the sump. Again, that was going to be a big no-no. So we had to get all the water out, get as much of the equipment out of the stand itself so we can get it moved out of the way and make room for the 135 that, believe me guys, I'm very excited, and we're all very excited to finally put it here in its final resting place. So now all there is to do, remove all the equipment. When doing this, guys, make sure your equipment doesn't get wet. We are not going to be reusing the sump, so just trying to get as much of the water out as possible so we can move the 135 in its place.
No.
You need a rest?
Yeah.
Here, give it to me. Wait, let it go. Let it go. Go.
No, you go first because we're gonna have a hard time turning it around here.
Watch it. Right now, help him because he's getting tired.
Here, go to your one corner. I'll get this one.
Okay.
All right, hold on.
Oh.
Watch it. Watch the brute. Watch the brute. All right.
Okay.
Can we just pull?
Oh, fuck this table. Watch it, guys. Watch Casey. Watch the hands. All right, we're down.
Woo! Let's say that again. Woo!
Oh,
Oh shit! I didn't come. I don't know what happened.
Huh?
Nothing.
What?
Oh shit!
You said, did you come? What
I
did you
said
say?
if I would have never came.
I know. You never came.
let it go.
No way.
Dude, it doesn't weigh anything.
Just do Mode Aquarium, just advertising ice cream, just bitching it. Dude, look how fucking
You can't put it that
Look
close.
at how
I know.
fucking perfect.
It's gonna have to be volleyball like that.
That's a little.
Just 3 inches. All I need is 3 inches.
Do you have water? Dude, this thing doesn't weigh anything. I can lift it up. Look, lift it.
It feels.
Doesn't weigh anything. I would
Tank
say
weighs more.
I would say it weighs maybe 40. No, less than 40 pounds. Maybe 30 pounds.
So now with the stand kind of in place, it's time to put in the sump. We've already slid in the sump through the right or left side. It's one of the neat features on this aluminum stand here by Mode Aquariums. You can slide it on either side. Once we did that, we're very comfortable with it. We put the top panel where the tank's going to be resting. It's finally time to throw the tank on the stand.
Watch him. Watch your hand, Shalom. Watch your hand. Watch your hand. Watch your hand. Alright, start going back. Don't release. We'll release, alright?
Okay.
Watch your hand. Alright, actually, fuck. Release. Let go. Let go. Alright, we're off. Alright, now we're going to do that little technique where exactly you grab the plastic. Ready?
Yeah.
Hold the plastic
Alright, here. You hold the plastic. You hold the plastic. Alright, Shalom, push it. Push it towards me.
You can't slide it around them.
Yeah, you can. That's why they did it. Alright, let's try and move the tank. Grab the aluminum. 1, 2, 3. Oh, we can do it. Okay, we'll be fine. We can do the PVC. Alright, let's do the PVC.
Now with the tank in its final resting place, it's time to kind of do the plumbing. When you are doing the plumbing, guys, make sure that you pull the tank out a little bit, especially in this case if you're doing the Infinity series, because you are going to need some room to get in the back. So just keep that in mind. You don't want to fill it with water and then kind of find out you really have no way of moving the tank, because then you're going to have a pretty big problem. You're going to have to empty it. So just make sure you time it all right. You know, you don't fill it up with water so you can do all the PVC. And that's pretty much that. Now the time has come to fill it up with sand. For the sand, guys, as I mentioned, we are using live sand. This is Carib Sea Beamy Pink. If you guys haven't seen the sand, guys, it's a very, very beautiful sand. I highly recommend you guys check it out. I believe, again, it's a beamy pink. It's not what you're used to seeing. It has plenty of different grain sizes. If you are running pumps like gyres or just something with a lot of flow, you shouldn't have an issue. So what we did here, we're using 70 pounds of sand, kind of raking it all down, make it look nice and smooth before we do add the water. All in all, very happy with the look. If you guys can see here, this sand here has a lot of texture, and that's kind of why I like it. It's not your consistent, reef grade that's like 2mm grains. You can see it has a lot of detail. Once we put on the water, it's going to look very nice, and it has just a great hint of pink in it. So next time you are thinking about sand, I highly recommend, again, this is a Carib Sea live sand, beamy pink. Again, I feel it gives it a little bit more of a natural feel. The fact that the grains are different sizes, in my opinion, looks a lot better. So now, you may get mixed reviews here, guys. I know a lot of people like to add the rock first, then the sand. Since we're not doing too thick of a sand bed, it's probably about 1/2 inch. What we do, we lay down the sand, then we put the rock in there. When you are putting the rock, you do kind of wiggle it around to make sure it's nice and settled, nice and firm. Last thing you want to do is a goby to come and dig under it, or a wrasse, or anything of that sort, and make the rock unstable. So make sure you wiggle it down as close as you get to the glass. You don't need to do crazy pressure. And as you can see, we've kind of already added a little bit of water, again, just to make sure the sand doesn't get excuse me, doesn't go too crazy. Now here you want to move a little bit quick. You still have a lot of time. The rock can stay out of the water for quite a bit of time, without you having excess die off. But from this point forward, we just add a bit more water. Once we have a good amount of water and we're happy where the rocks are, get the fish in there. Now the corals, you're going to want to add those kind of as you go. Once the water line is above where you want to place it, go ahead and add them. Just because, once you fill it, you're going to have to reaching into the tank, and it's a little bit easier to do it at this point when you don't have a lot of water. When you are adding the water, you saw me at the beginning use a little bowl. That's just so the water isn't splashing and the sand bed isn't going crazy, getting dust everywhere. Ultimately, getting the tank clouded. As you can see, it's actually pretty clear considering this is brand new sand. So to kind of help, as I said, we're not recycling the tank just because a lot of the water and the rock is from the old tank, but we are using Fritz Turbo Start. This is very good to help you out. Guys, if you are using this product, please be sure to read the instructions, directions, and follow them step by step. I know a lot of people haven't had great luck with it, and then when I ask them how they used it, they just didn't read the directions. So be sure if you are using it to read the directions. It's great, no complaints, nothing whatsoever. As far as the light, guys, we are using the Ilumagic Blaze. I believe this is it's a 4-foot long one. This light, guys, I can't wait to do a video in depth a little bit later comparing it to my Radions. I personally use Radions, but guys, don't be surprised if in the near future you see me switch to these blades. You can see just the light looks absolutely beautiful. Given the tank's not as clear as we'd like it, the corals aren't in their final place, but so far from what I can see, the light looks very, very nice. One thing, guys, you aren't going to be able to see the tank fully finished. Shalom just underestimated the water. He's actually, when I left, he was still mixing water through the midnight because his RO system just, excuse me, wasn't ready. But here you can see a few shots of the tank. We weren't able to get the sump running when I was there. Why? Again, the water just wasn't high enough. But luckily we did have circulation running inside the tank just to keep the water oxygenated, to keep the fish happy, the corals happy, and start getting them settled in. What I'm going to be doing, guys, in a few weeks, I'm going to be giving you guys a follow-up video to see this tank in all its glory. You guys can actually check it out now on Aquaman Shalom's Instagram. It looks so nice. I can't wait to give you guys an update on that, as well as the Ilumagic. I want to thank each and every one of you guys for watching. This move was a lot of fun. Hopefully it was entertaining for you. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them down in the comment box below. If you guys want to check out the Ilumagic lights, you can check them out at Unique Corals. They're a distributor here in the United States. If you guys have any questions on the Mode Aquarium Infinity series, I have a full release video a few videos back behind this video. It's about 2 videos back. You can check them out. So I'm going to leave it here, guys. Thank you again very much for watching. As always, happy reefing.